Okay, okay, folks, welcome back. We're looking at factorizing quadratic equations. So we're looking at them when a is equal to 1. A here is the coefficient of x squared. Okay, so the number in front of the x squared here is, there's no number. That means automatically it is 1. So whenever it's 1, i.e. x squared by itself, this is the method that we are going to use. So what is the method? The method is as follows. So this is a quadratic equation. Follows the format ax squared plus bx plus c equals y. That's the style of a quadratic equation. So we have a number multiplier of the x squared, which is 1 at the moment. B is the coefficient of x, which is minus 11. And c is the constant, and y is 0. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to factorize this quadratic equation and also move on to solving it as well. So we are looking for two numbers. So I'm going to represent the two numbers by a rectangle and a triangle. Now when we multiply these two numbers, it will give us the last number. What's the last number? C, which is equal to 24. And these same two numbers, when we add the two numbers, it will give us the middle number, which is B, which is minus 11. So this is how we look at the question. So what do we say? We are looking for two numbers that multiply to give you the end number, but add up to give you the middle number. So if you want to, we can write that down. So we are looking for two numbers that multiply to give the last number and adds up to give you the middle number. So that's a nice way of remembering something like a little sentence. So what we're looking for when you're looking for numbers that multiply to give you a number, them are called factor pairs. So let's look out for the factor pairs of plus 24. So how do we make plus 24? Taking into consideration that when we add them up, we must get a nice, and we must get what? Minus 11. Okay, so two numbers are trying to give you positive number, I will give you a negative number. So what we need to consider now is the negative factor pairs. So for example, minus 1 multiplied by minus 24 will give me plus 24. And when you add them, it gives you a big negative number. Next, we can have minus 2 times by minus 12. We can have minus 3, Ismail, times by what? Minus 3 times by what gives you 24? Halima?
Minus 8.
Good. Okay, what about minus 4, Halima? Minus 4 times by what gives you 24?
Minus 3.
Well done. And that's it. Then all the negative roots are the negative factors of plus 24. Now, plus 24 does also have obviously the same numbers again, but in positive. But we, in a sense, if you want to, you can write some of them down, like you got plus 1. Okay. All right, there's my little recording bar on. I'm losing content now. Okay, I'm going to okay, right, here we go. Right, let's see if we got it working this time. We had some slight technical problems. So you're looking for two numbers at time to give you plus 24, which is all these sets here, and add up to minus 11. And the one that adds up to minus 11 is this one here. So we've tested in here. So minus 3 and minus 8. Minus 3 times by minus 8 is equal to plus 24 and adds up to minus 11. So what we need to do now in this particular example is to drop everything down into these pre-formed brackets. So we drop them down. Minus 3 drops into here, and the minus 8 drops into here. But it doesn't matter in these kind of questions where the numbers go. You can swap them over. Minus 3 go in the second one, and minus 8 in the first one. It will still be all good. So what we've done so far, we have factorized the quadratic equation. Now to solve it, we'll be taking it to the next level. To solve a quadratic equation, we got to make each bracket equal to nothing. So to make x minus 3 equal to nothing, x will need to take on the value of 3. Why? Because 3 equals 3 is 0. To make the second bracket equal to 0, x must take on the value of plus 8. Why is that? Because 8 minus 8 is nothing. And when you have nothing times by something, it will give you 0. And that will help us to solve the equation. And that is the answer to this first video. Okay, hope you understood this question. I'll be doing another question in a bit. Okay,